Yes, sir. Here another Sunday, y'all. Episode 242, Ballin with Rich, being active, living life, ignoring negativity. So glad to be here another Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, feeling good outside. A little cloudy, but the temperature is up there, y'all. I'm loving it. Can't wait to spring and summer kick in real good. So today, well, first of all, I want to give a shout out. Last week we started our. I know last Sunday was really the International Women's Day, which was March the 8th. But we gonna make it today too, y'all. Matter of fact, y'all know this whole month is Women History Month, so give a shout out to my women there. Yes, sir. And I just want to thank Miss Londa, Nicole Whitmore, and Sabrina Bree Black last week for kicking off our starting our Women's Month with a bang. Fire! That show was fire. And today it's hot in here too, not because of the weather, but because of my guests too. I got another fire show. We have the women authors are in the building, y'all. Yes, sir. Women, they do so many things, y'all. So many areas. Yes, sir. We talked about health last week. Today we're gonna talk about books and other things. Let's get this thing started. My first guest, let me introduce, they're all young. So let me introduce the youngest here. This young lady here, I'm telling you, every time when I see Miss America or Miss USA, this is her, y'all. This is her. She is USA Miss America. Yes, sir. And I also had the honor and privilege of her. She was one of the bell ringers of my wedding, y'all.
Yes.
Back in the day. Yes, sir. So good to see her grown young lady just doing her thing out there in writing and all kind of the fields. Y'all gonna hear what she all about today. Miss Whitney Franklin is in the building, y'all. Hey.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a blessing. My name is Whitney Franklin. I am the Miss Northern International Miss Heart of Michigan this year.
I'll
be going to nationals in November. This is my second year. I was second runner-up last year. So we're going to try to bring the title home to Michigan this year.
You're going to bring it. You're going to bring it.
And then I'm also the author of my new devotional, 365-day devotional for women, titled Ratchet to Righteous.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. And that's one thing I definitely want to, I definitely want you to focus on today on one part. When I saw that, I was like, oh, Whitney, she wrote a book. Okay. All right. So can you tell people the name of the title again? And just, I would love to tell, when did it come in your mind when you were like, I would love to write something like this? When did it come to you?
It was God's plan. That's how it came to me. We struggle with the ratchet moments in our everyday life. Growing up in church and living on the east side of Detroit, it is a constant battle to maintain every single day. So in my journey and in my struggles, I was reading a lot of different devotionals, a lot of different prayer books, and nothing I couldn't connect with. A lot of them I couldn't connect with because it'll tell you what to read and what scriptures to go to when you're talking about anger, but it's not gonna give me a scripture from when I'm ready to hit my baby daddy upside the head. Okay. So we need something that is for us. So that's why I wrote it, because it's like, okay, I need to know what scripture to read when I'm ready to walk off my job because my boss done made me that mad. Okay. Because we have it's real, life is real, so we need something that's gonna connect to us. That's why I wrote this one. This one is for women, 365-day devotional.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ratchet to Righteous.
All right. Yes, sir. We're going to talk some more about that book, and we're going to definitely talk some more about what you're in, some other interesting things that you're into. Let me introduce my next guest here. Let's go off this person here. She's online. We got another CT in the building, y'all. We got another cast technician in the building. 2 weeks in a row, y'all. Man. But no, it's a honor just to have her on. She's an author in her own right, and among other things. And so glad to just have her in the building today, Miss Sonia Sneed Scott, y'all. Yes, sir. Hey, Sonia.
Thank you. Hey. I'm coming here from Texas, but I'm a
Oh.
Detroit native, Cass Tech graduate, 1992.
Woo woo!
And thank you.
We'll let okay. We don't let that slide again in this week. So okay.
And I have to just preface with this. Please excuse me if the connection gets a little
Okay,
crazy. We've
that's
got
okay.
really windy conditions down here
Okay.
today.
So we must have sent that. We must have sent that down there to y'all because we this past Friday here. I mean, everybody almost got blown away here in Michigan, and it was
I
bad.
heard.
Yeah.
yeah, it's going.
Yes. So
Going
Sonia.
around.
Yes. So one thing, like I said, one thing we were definitely focusing on today is women authors, and I would love to for you to let the people know a little bit about yourself, and when did your niche for writing and for wanting to write a book start?
Yeah. So, again, my name is Sonia Sneed Scott. I live here in North Dallas. I'm an HR professional. And so my writing kind of came by accident. I did not intend to write a book when I wrote this book. It started actually as a journal. And the
Okay.
way that it started was that I lost my job. And I was looking for another job. And the job that I had previously had quite a bit of a toxic environment. So that was what a lot of my struggle was. And in being a Christian and writing the book, I was just kind of questioning God, like, why is this happening? What could I do better? What am I doing wrong? And the main thing that came out of that was you were working hard at work. You were doing what you were supposed to do. You did everything but invite me into that space.
Okay.
And so I think a lot of people do that because we are taught to separate work and our Christianity or whatever religion you might be in. And so that journal then became a book. It's a devotional. It's called the Workplace Devotion. Workplace Devotional, inviting God into your workspace. And so I wrote the book. It became a book because it just kept coming onto my heart that I need to share this with other people because I could physically see people struggling at work, and it wasn't always just due to societal issues. It was a lot of it was dealing with their spirituality and their relationship with Christ.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. And I'm so glad you said that. I'm telling you, a lot of times we all do that. We sometimes walk around and we thinking we into our purpose, and God will tap us on the shoulder, but like, you're not even there yet. I got even something better for you. We doing good, but He got something better. And yes, I know your book. I know it's A1, especially when He leading the way. It's got to be A1.
Oh yeah.
All right, Miss Sonia, I'm gonna definitely get back with you in a minute. I'm gonna introduce my last guest here. This young lady here. You can catch this young lady sometimes on Saturdays, but definitely on Sundays. Detroit Table Talk, one of my favorite podcasts, y'all. Y'all talk about a podcast, young ladies, young men. Y'all check that podcast out. And this young lady here, she's leading the charge. And so glad to have her in the building. Always good to see Miss Carmen Evans, y'all. Yes, sir.
As people say, I'm from the 4805.
Oh.
No.
She get like Q, okay.
I'm suburban.
How's it going today, Miss Carmen?
I am great. Thank you guys for having me. You and Miss Monique are the best. I appreciate you guys.
All right. And one thing, I first I'm about to say discover you. Well, the first time I heard of you when I used to always listen to the Rise and Grind morning show in the mornings, and I used to be like, man, this young lady always calling with some type of intelligent question. I mean, she just be on it. That's how I got acquainted with you. I'm like, Miss Carmen. Then when I finally got a chance to meet you, I'm like, this Miss Carmen. Oh my! I had my pen ready. Everything. They wanted the autograph, Miss Carmen. So Miss Carmen, when did you start writing books? Well, I know you're not new to writing books, but when did you start? When did that niche hit you back in the day?
It's weird because maybe about 2015, something around there. I was in church and my pastor had preached a message on covenant relationships. And I promise you, I went into church and it was his 4th time teaching. And me and a girlfriend sat in the back of the church. Now, I'm an armor bearer at the time. She's over security. We both sat there, and when he got up there and gave his topic, we both looked at each other like, oh, we going home. Like, we didn't heard this before. Like, wave the white flag. Listen, sir, move on. So she was like, okay, listen, when offering come, we going out to the vestibule. So she did her offering. She went out there. I'm still sitting there because it seemed like the man of God was watching me, and I couldn't move. And he was just looking. I was like, dang it. She texted me. She's like, come on. I said, I think he's staring at me. So I couldn't move. So she was like, well, girl, I'm finna leave if you don't come. I sat there. And, God said, you bet not leave. So I sat there, and I was mad about it. I was literally mad. Because I was like, I heard this before, Lord. But let me tell you something. When God wants to download something to you, it was like I never heard the message before in my life. It was like a light bulb went on. And God was like, I needed you to get this message on covenant relationship because I was trying to birth something out of it. So that's where the book was birthed, right there in Bible class. Covenant relationships, understanding what God desires for us.
I'm telling you, yes, sir. But like I said earlier, I'm telling you, man, when God get involved, it's going. I'm telling you, it's going to work, boy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's going to work. All right, I got Miss Whitney in the building. I have Miss Sonia, Miss Carmen, the wifey engineer. Happy Women's History Month, y'all.
Yeah.
We have women just doing their thing, and like I always say, not just this month, but the whole year round, y'all. All right. Miss Whitney, could you let people know to the title of your book and how can they go by purchasing or go by getting a read of it?
Oh, okay, great. So the title of my book is Ratchet to Righteous. Again, it's a 365-day devotional for urban women, for the real woman. So make sure you guys are tapping in. It is available on Amazon. So everybody who got their Amazon subscription can go ahead and click the link and purchase it. And if you are a Kindle person, if you have a Kindle subscription, you can read it for free.
Okay.
And then if you want a signed special copy, just tap in my Facebook handle, Whitney Franklin, Instagram, Wit_is it, and I will make sure you have a signed copy for the same price that they charge on Amazon.
Okay.
No extra
All
fees.
right. Okay. If you mention Ballin with Rich, she might give you a little discount too. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe.
You know we can give a hood discount.
Okay. All right. Miss Sonia, one thing I definitely want to ask you, what was one of the most rewarding moments you experienced in writing your book? What was one of the most rewarding experiences that it just touched you?
Yeah. Do you mean while I was writing my book or since I've written it?
Matter of fact, both.
Okay. All right. While I was writing the book, I think I won't say I think. While I was writing the book, it was my relationship to Christ was getting stronger because I was starting to see that it's not a segmented relationship. That relationship goes into all facets of our life. And then I started to see when I started working again, because I wrote the book in 2018. And so when I started working again, I saw how my work and how I looked at work and how I looked at my career and the work that I did, it changed and it became more fulfilling and it became less about me and more about serving God and serving others. Since I've written the book, it has touched me because I get people that come back to me and say, this book has helped me so much. I'm buying one for my coworker. I'm buying one for a family member. I'm keeping this at my desk because there's some points I need to get to throughout the day. So just seeing how it has touched other people has really been a blessing to me.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. And can you give people the name of that title again, Miss Sonia?
Yeah.
The title.
Yes. It's called The Workplace Devotional, a guide to serving God's purpose at work. And you can buy this book on Amazon. You can also go to my website. It's www.thepopsuite.com if you want a signed copy, and this price is the same. So.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. I gotta go definitely get my copy.
You know what, Richard?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think that's very important. People who grew up in church, we were almost made to feel like the only jobs we can hold is what's within the church. And we don't understand that there are mountains, you know, that's spelled out in the Bible that we are to infiltrate in so many words. You know, so going out into the community working is still sanctioned by God.
It is.
Still be holy and work in the midst of people who are unholy. Because we bring the light into the situation.
And I, matter of fact, and I think that's the way it should be with everyone involved in the church. Not just, I mean, it's good to be in the building, but your job really is the outside of that building. Inside is to get the information, get your energy going. But when you get out there, it's time to get that message to everybody.
Can't be the pastor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Give my girl Carmen a clap for that, for real. Hey, they try to be, but they can't be.
Everybody can't be the pastor.
But to be honest, if you want to look at it in another sense, we all are pastors.
Yeah.
We all we might not, preach every Sunday or have that title, but we all have a story to share to somebody. We'll touch somebody out there.
Yeah, we all are commissioned to go into the highways and the byways and compel men and women to come unto the Lord. So we all have a piece of the puzzle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just put your piece in and keep going.
That's what I'm
So I
talking
like
about.
her book. So that's a book that we all can read to get some encouragement while we at work. Because there are times, I tell you, I'm a sinner, but the sinner man be taking me there. I want to flip over and take me too. So that's good, but I can maybe go on my prep period or my lunch and just read something that's going to encourage my spirit to be able to go and deal with the administrators and them children, because I promise you, I need a Pepsi every day when I walk out.
That's what I call my cheese. Pepsi. That's my favorite drink there too. Yes, sir.
And that is such a blessing. It's so beautiful how God works everything out. That we all have a book with one common denominator, one common goal here, and that's God. I know with me, my thing is meeting God will meet us where we at. So my book is my devotions more for those who are struggling in their daily life. Okay, it is okay, because a lot of people who are at the club Saturday night are getting up and going to church every Sunday morning, and we have people who judge us for that or make us feel like we're less than. Our purpose is we can't live off our purpose because we're not perfect. So purpose does not require perfection. You just got to show up.
Clap for that.
Purpose does not require perfection. You just have to show up one day at a time, and God will be there for you.
He will. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And none of us are perfect. We all got a little ratchet in us.
Oh, we all got. We all have something in us that
a little more.
And sometimes it's not ratchet to righteous. It's ratchet and righteous. You still right every day.
That's a double threat there.
Every day.
But you know what? We all, and just, plugging my second book that I wrote, we all go through stuff. Life happens. So no matter what happens in your life, God uses that to propel you to your purpose. I'm excited that life happens, whether you righteous or ratchet, everybody has a testimony. Everybody is in position according to God's will for you to bring someone into the kingdom.
That's what I'm talking about.
To let your light shine.
Shout out to my brother Mark Leonard. He's watching. He said, "What up, though?
What up, though?
Happy 313 day. I know it was the other day, but we still will celebrate 313 all month long."
Okay.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Miss Dr.
Bertanji.
Yes, Bertanji. Say hello, Carmen.
Hi.
Shout out to Miss Veronica Woods.
Hey.
Yes, sir. She said hello, everybody.
That's my mama.
All right. Shout out to Miss Robbie Bowie. Yes, sir. Miss Robbie Bowie in the building. Yes, sir. Like I said, we had the women. And Miss Whitney, one thing I definitely want to ask you, because I mentioned it last week, because I love, especially you being like the youngest of our panel. And one thing we always hear about is not just what we always hear women in general can't get along, but we definitely hear about young ladies just can't seem to make a connection with each other. I mean, you have your girls, but when it comes to meeting it's like it's a thing where it's like can be no connection or whatever. Like women cannot even just get together. I mean, how do you feel about that? And Well, what do you think is the solution or the problem to that about the young ladies just can't seem to,
That is a loaded question because it is so true. It is so true. Sometimes your own sisters and the people and the women in the same space that you are the ones who are catty and can raise drama sometimes. So it is a very difficult space to navigate. I think one of the things that I do is just show my authentic self. I'm not in competition with nobody else but myself. I have my own goals to reach and my own things that I have to do. And a lot of the times it's social media and it's a lot of the things that are happening in the world that put us against each other. So, I think one of the biggest things, and that's why I do pageantry now, because it's a sisterhood. Our motto is kindness first always. So just showing that love and being your authentic self. And sometimes you're not going to mesh with everybody, but it's just showing up and spreading kindness. Spreading kindness.
That's what I'm talking about.
You can't be a person. You can't claim to love God if you don't love your neighbor first.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And it's something how, like, I love the situations where you might see a situation where a young lady might not can get with another young lady because she got something on her, but come to find out, you talk with that young lady later on, and you get a chance to talk with that young lady. Both of you get a chance to talk, and you we got a lot in common, and a bond is formed. I think a lot of people they don't realize that a bond can be formed, or not even just a bond, just respect for one another, just learning to know somebody, that's all.
One of the biggest things I believe too in my generation is we've lost basic communication skills. We don't even pick each other. We don't even talk on the phone to each other most of the time. It's just a text message here. Those authentic communications, because a lot of times you can text someone and the text come off the way someone else is reading it. So if I text you, "Are you on the way?" You can come out, "Are you on the way? Are you on the way?" So like I'm rushing you when really I'm just wondering, are you on the way? So a lot of times I think the biggest things is for us to have those authentic connections, those conversations, those meaningful conversations, so we can get to know each other and we can bond. That's the only way. You exchange numbers with somebody. You may text them here and there, but you never see them again or talk to them again. So it's really important to make sure. And I try to tell my kids, that my daughters that stay on their phone 24/7. I'm not gonna text you. I'm your mama. Answer the phone. We're gonna have a conversation because that's the way they know how to communicate now.
That's me. Monet, she know to call me because I do not. Matter of fact, people at the job, I don't even show up at work. If you can't call me, I'm not a texter. I don't like the text.
The craziest thing that I had happen to me, I was working at a job and they had a text to call offline. I'm not getting ready to I'm calling you to let you know, look, I ain't gonna be in today, to make sure I don't got no points, all of that. And I think that's what the world has become now. Let's text, let's tweet, let's DM. It's no real conversation.
I like that though, because now it's verifiable. You can say, it's in writing. Saying that you're not coming in. But my saying has been for the last 6 months, kind people are my kind of people. So I don't necessarily have that testimony. I'm able to work with women. And when I feel like it's going left, I back out because I'm not the petty, catty type of woman. I would rather not be in your presence than to be in your presence and we have an issue with each other. Or I would just shut down because I'm just not that girl. But if you make me that girl, I'm gonna tell you what I feel. And you may not like it. So if I get quiet, it's probably best that you just leave me alone. But I work with a lot of women and we're good. The communication, we're open and honest. I love the women that are in my life now because we call and we check on each other. Sometimes we sit on the phone for 30 minutes, an hour, hour, 15 minutes, and we're just making sure that we good. Okay, what's your goals? Where you at? What you need assistance with. I had a girlfriend the other night. Child, let me tell you, I was supposed to be doing homework. And I be trying to get out of it. So my girlfriend's on the phone. She was like, okay, go do your homework. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, oh, girl, I can't believe. Did you see this on Facebook? And she was like, put that phone down. You're supposed to be doing homework. She said, matter of fact, get your computer and start doing homework. I'm not getting off this phone with you, because she had homework too. She said, we're going to do our homework together.
Accountability.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
that was like 2 hours, but that was the most work I've got done in this semester.
That's what I'm talking about. Miss Sonia, can you let us definitely know that the importance of that sisterhood, and like we were saying earlier too, nobody's perfect, but at least we should have some type of sense where we can come together. Definitely you guys as ladies and women can come together and just on one accord without somebody trying to compete or somebody thinking they're better than somebody or somebody trying to just tear something down.
I totally agree. That community amongst women is very important. And I think Whitney hit the nail on the head when she talked about competition. A lot of times that's the root of it, is the competition. And once we take that out of it, I mean, there's so much we can learn from each other. We can be each other's accountability partners, especially as wives and as mothers. We need that community to be able to get the rest that we need when we need to rest, and not just physical rest, but just rest of being able to kind of, for lack of a better term, unload, to be able to have someone to talk to that will understand what you're going through. I mean, I have my husband and he's great to talk to, but he's not a woman. So he's not going to always understand everything that I'm going through. And so to have that accountability and that community of women that can kind of keep you encouraged and keep you going is really important.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
And Miss Sonia, exactly what you said. As a younger woman coming up and meeting people and trying to, I've met so many women that I adore, that I'm looking at them that are older than me, that have written books, that have nonprofits, that have so many different things going on, and I'm looking at them with googly eyes, wanting to learn more from them, and it's not taken in. Like it's pushed back because I'm a threat, and it hurts. It hurts. That having that kind of interaction with women definitely hurt, and I've come across that, and it's insane. I don't get it.
I agree with you. That's something. You know what? Even overall, even you want to jump on the fella side. I mean, just overall human side. I always tell people the gift that God gives us, it's not even for us to keep. We supposed to want to share it with somebody, especially like you saying, if somebody came to me eager, Richard, man, I see you doing your podcast, blah blah blah. How would that look? He trying to take my spot, or he want to, no, it's not for me to even go there. It's for me to let the young man know or young lady know, hey, you can be a podcaster too, and let me share some things with you, And I think that's the problem with a lot of people. People think people want to take their spot. Yeah, gatekeeper. They want to take their spot. It's not your. If God, hey, like we mentioned earlier, if God say your time is up, that's the only thing that matters. So hey,
but if the other people do what Richard is doing, that has no bearing on what God told Richard to do.
Exactly. He's going to use all of our gifts in different ways. So we're going to touch different people. We might have the same type of area where we're using our gifting, but the way that we use them is going to be a blessing to all types of people in all kinds of ways.
Yes.
And as older people, we're supposed to be, or seasoned people or whatever, to the younger generation, we're supposed to be passing down the torch.
There it is. Yeah, give Sonia a clap for that, please. Yes, there it is.
But you know what I think? My friends used to laugh at me. My girlfriends used to just laugh at me, because when we deal with relationships, if you're a young lady and you're in a relationship with a young man, you're trying to learn everything you can about that young man. You're trying to find out what makes him happy. How can I make his life easier? But we don't go into friendships like that. My friends used to laugh at me because I started checking in once a year. I'm checking in with my friends. Okay, where we at in this friendship? Okay, where did I miss it? Where can I, how can I be better and stuff like that? My girlfriends used to laugh, and they used to call each other like, did Carmen call you for your yearly check-in? And I used to be like, no, I'm not saying it like that, but I just want to know, because sometimes we grow apart because we're not communicating.
There you go. Please give her a clap for that. Please.
We have to check in with each other.
Yes.
It's important that women get out and go have lunch with each other. Go get your nails done. Go have a Pepsi or
Get ready to the extra clap for that.
I don't know, whatever you drink. You know what I'm saying? Just to check in with your girl to find out what's going on. You'd be amazed at how many women are struggling. How many women are in abusive relationships. How many women are struggling with their self-image. And we have to check in with each other. Like, wait a minute now. I don't like what I'm hearing. I need to lay eyes on you. Okay, what you doing Friday? Because I need to look into your face and see if your tone and what you're telling me is matching up with what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? We have to get out and we have to make sure that we are holding each other accountable. That's the only way that we're going to grow.
That's it. Yes, sir. But like that, what's that song? I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's great family. Don't let me start singing. Everybody might go off the air. I might start singing. Miss Whitney, one thing I definitely want to ask you too about, like I said, congratulations on your crowning.
My title.
Your title, the title. Yes. All right. When did you get started? What age did you first compete? Or
in pageantry?
In pageantry, yes.
35 years old.
Oh, 35.
Yes. And here's the crazy thing about it, because my daughters, they started pageantry. Everybody was like, oh, your baby cute. You should put your daughter in the pageant. So I started putting my daughters in pageantry when they were very small. And throughout the years, they competed. And they were like, oh, you should do one too. You should do one too. And here's where that self-doubt comes in, because I told myself I couldn't do it. I wasn't going to be able to do it. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't skinny enough. I'm from the east side of Detroit. I got to talk with a list. But as I stepped into that world, I stepped into myself, and I started finding myself more, because it's not just a crown and a sash, or it's not just about beauty. It is about being a community servant. I hold the Michigan title. That means, what are you doing in Michigan? What are you doing to help the people around you? What are you doing supporting others? And then stepping into that role and stepping into that title, not only was I able to help and support the people around me and host events and do a lot for younger generation, I was able to do so much for myself, learn about myself, and just my goals. So it was a great eye-opening experience. I think, and that's what one of the things I do with Crown with Purpose is giving an opportunity to little girls in the Metro Detroit area who may look on TV and never think that they can ever compete in the pageant, because we don't see a lot of representation of ourselves in Miss USA. So in October of last year, I was able to, I had 32 contestants sign up for our Girlpreneur pageant, and they all competed for free. They all received the crown and sash. They competed for free. So that was wonderful.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right. Miss Sonia, one thing I'd love to know, when you not writing books, what do you love to do Sonia time? What's some other things that you love to do Sonia time when you can? Or something that you just love to do?
I love spending time with my family. I'm a movie watcher. I love watching movies.
Okay.
And I'm also in school, so I have a heavy load too. So I'm doing a lot of studying and reading right now, but I'm pretty laid back. I'm going to school to be a pastoral counselor. So I'm excited.
Amen.
All right. Okay. Yes, sir. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Sonia, we need some prayers, Miss Sonia. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. Miss Carmen, when you're not writing books or on your talk show podcast telling people like it is, what you love doing is Carmen's time, when you love just putting everything down, the grandkids, the kids, and you just be like, I want some Carmen time. What's the things that you love to do?
That's sad. I don't know, because usually 99.9% of my time is always invested in being a blessing to other people. So at the young age that I am right now, I'm still learning what Carmen enjoys.
Gotcha.
Because I'm always out helping other people. But one thing I do know I love is serving the community, the homeless community. So that's where I invest my time, where I feel good. You know, even if when I go out by myself, I'm excited just to communicate with them. And sometimes it get dark, and my sister and them be calling me like, "Girl, go home." I be like, "Girl, these people know me. I know these people."
That's what I love. I love that too. Yeah, so I got to get with you. I have to get with you, because that's one thing on my heart I love to do. I love to One of the best moments. I always tell people. I always consider one of the best moments of my life. That's why God has worked with me about that job. I call it that job now that I do. Seriously, no, that job always stopped me from doing a lot of things that I love to do. I mean, heart wise, and that's one of them. But one of the greatest moments was one Thanksgiving Eve. I got a chance to go over there on Michigan Avenue and feed homeless. Sat down with them. Just. I mean. Oh man, you couldn't beat it. Just sat down there, talked with them, and just having a good time around the table. Oh man, just couldn't beat it. I mean, and you get a chance to see and realize these people, they're just like you.
And you think you're going over there to help them, but
sometimes
then you start talking to them, and it's like God has a word for you in the midst of you helping somebody else.
Amen.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I gotta get involved more with that, cause I love, just love to see somebody, just like my mom and them. You always say when somebody just give you like a penny, just say thank you. Just be grateful for just somebody just giving you something.
I think we're gonna be feeding the homeless towards Easter.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to come and help, I am partnering with Tina Jabaz.
Okay.
So we're going to be down at the Rosa Park bus station.
Okay.
The homeless.
Okay, definitely keep
So
me posted.
we need all volunteers.
Okay, definitely. Yes, sir.
If you can donate some string beans, if you can donate a turkey, whatever you can donate, we accept it.
All right. I got Miss Whitney. I have Miss Carmen, Miss Sonia. Yes, sir. The wifey engineer. Engineer of the year, y'all.
Okay.
2025 Engineer of the year. Yes, sir. Miss Whitney. One thing I'd like to ask you: how do you balance? How I know that's when you hear that word right there, that balance. When you know, like that great book of yours that you have, and just sitting down, getting the ideas or whatever. And how do you balance that with with having like your family and job, and you have that and just wanting to do the things that you want to do? How did that balance come about?
It is definitely tough. I know one of the things that happened last year was I was putting a lot of time into the job that I had. I was working overtime, crazy, dropping my kids off here. And the one thing I prayed that, Lord, give me more time, or Lord, give me balance. And what happened was that job closed. And I said, and through the grace of God, I kept myself and my bills for a whole year without employment. But that opened my eyes up, and God gave me that outlet to do things that needed to be done. So that was when the book came into play, and I went back to school. So all of those things came into play, but it's really just focusing on what's important, focusing on where you need to be at in that space, because I love making money, but I love my kids more, because when that job let me go, I'm gonna have to come home to them kids. So it's really about making sure you focusing on what's important, and then prayer, because if God don't want you in that space, he will remove it out your life. If it's taking up too much of your time, it will be gone.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Miss Sonia, one thing I would love to know, what advice would you give someone, an aspiring writer or someone that would love to write books? What advice would you give them if they came to you, Miss Sonia, I would really love to write a book, or I really love to I'm into writing. What advice would you just give them?
Yeah, I would tell them to just do it. Don't question yourself. Don't let another person tell you can't do it. It starts with the ideas. Like I said, when I started, it was just journaling. It was not an intention to be a book at all. And so in my process and it becoming a book, I just started reaching out to people and asking questions. And so through that, I was able to find an editor, because you don't have to be the most fantastic writer to write a book. You have an editor that will help you through that. And, just don't be afraid to ask questions, have that confidence in yourself, and keep that prayer going. Ask God, because you want to make sure that it's something God wants you to do, number one. And so if he wants you to do that, and if it's in alignment with his plans for you, everything will fall into place. I would say that confidence is the biggest key.
Confidence. That confidence. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I have 3 confident young ladies in the building today. All right, Miss Whitney, Carmen, and Sonia. All right. Miss Carmen, one thing I would love to ask you, How do you handle like feedback and criticism when like a certain project that you have, and how do you handle it when people give you the feedback and criticism? How do you handle it?
Well, you know what? To be honest, I haven't had anyone that had anything critical to say. And maybe because they know they don't really have maybe they just know I don't play that. Because I feel like, I feel this way. I feel like if God gives you something to do, it's not about what other people think or feel. You know, it's your job to fulfill what God told you to do. Now, can you get better? Absolutely. You know, we go back and we look over our projects and say, okay, the next time I'm going to do this, or the next time I'm going to do that. But I haven't really had anybody to criticize me for, you know, either one of my, no, that's not true. It just came to me. The book on covenant relationships, understanding what God desires for me. GB was the first, was the person who criticized me.
Okay.
She asked for a book. I gave her a book, and then I brought her a Bible. And she came back and she said, I'm gonna have to start reading my Bible. This over my head. And I told her, I said, just take it one day at a time. You know, like covenant relationships is spelled out for you. You know. She's like she called me JGS, Jesus God Sister. She told me, JGS, I'm gonna need a dictionary. I said to look up covenant. You know, so but no, that's one thing that I purpose in my books and everything I do. I speak in layman's terms so that, you know, anybody can understand what I'm trying to convey in books. You know, sometimes we want to show people that we are intellectual and we use all these big words, and then nobody know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So you've lost people. So I try to write stuff that people can understand and it's applicable, you know, to their life.
So I guess like an overall, I mean, if somebody came to you with a criticism or anything, overall, it's like you can take it. I mean, you know, you could give me one, because sometimes it's good. I mean, if somebody have an honest one where they come.
Miles used to criticize me all the time.
Miles.
Miles will criticize me in a minute, you know. But no, you know what? Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? So you want people around you that's gonna make you better. You know,
give Carmen a clap, please, for that, please. Yes, you do.
I am currently in a 6-week professional speaking series, and you don't know that you don't know until you get among some people that know. Okay, so I'm sitting there in that training, like, man, I didn't know that. Man, okay, so I got this to work on, I got that to work on, but I'm so excited about the journey because it's gonna make me a better person. And to be linked up with people that's there to encourage you. It's almost like Planet Fitness. It's a no judgment zone. We are here to help each other. We are here to pull the greatness out of each other. So, you know, if someone has something to say, I'm all ears. Now, I look at the heart too. Now, are you here to make me a better person, or are you here to try to, you know, take me down?
Take you down, yeah, right.
Or make me feel some type of way.
That's what I was.
So you have to be able to discern those type of people, because they're there.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. You have some people that want to give you an honest criticism where you could be better, but then you have some that want to give you one just to, you know, like you said, take you down, you know, give it to you.
But people don't like honesty. I'm learning that now in society, unfortunately, good has become, right has become wrong, and wrong is right. You know, anybody that tells us that, hey, you need to improve in this area, or listen, I don't know who told you this, but that's not accurate. Everybody is hating.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not hate.
It's not.
You know, iron sharpens iron. I want you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that's it. Nothing more and nothing less.
That's my least favorite word too. Ooh, you hating. You hater.
You're hater. You hateration. No, baby, I just want you to know, because you got yes people around you. And I'm not a yes person. I'm gonna tell you what a TI is.
Please give Carmen a clap for that. You know what?
And most of the people that you guys know, everybody know. If you want to know the real, ask Carmen. Don't ask Carmen if you don't want to know the real, because your feelings is gonna be hurt. Now I'm not mean with it, but I'm gonna tell you, the baby, I don't know about that.
And it's tough because even when we talk about the relationships that we
Yeah.
have, we lose friends for being honest.
Honest.
For being honest with them, telling them about. You ask me a question, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, and oh my goodness, my friend is gone because I kept it up with it.
Especially if you
said
said it out of love too. Especially if it was out of
Yes.
love. I mean, it was like you said, it wasn't nothing to tear that person out, but you just wanted to see that person. Get,
And
you know,
the truth
pick better.
hurts. The truth
Yeah,
hurts.
they do.
And some
They do.
people are so used to doing wrong for so long that when you tell them right, they don't like
That's what I'm talking about. I have Miss Carmen in the building. I have Miss Sonia, Miss Whitney, the wife engineer. Yes, sir. Miss Whitney, can you give shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out? Anybody, family, friends? Go ahead with your shout outs.
Okay, so on my journey along, we're gonna give a shout out to the 1% Better community. That was one of the things that one of the communities that helped me get to where I'm at
That's
today.
what I'm going through the public speaking with.
So shout out to the 1% Better community because
1%
they
Better
getting
is
us
making my
both
life better.
1% better. When I
Okay.
tell you at 6:00 every morning, I was
Every
on those
morning.
calls struggling,
Wow.
trying to get my kids ready for school. But it's definitely Keon Clinton. Shout out to him.
Yes.
Shout out to Pastor Jerome C. Willis, Agape Fellowship. I just left there earlier this morning with their youth service, and I got to talk about my book and get encouraged them. That was a blessing.
All right.
Then my babies, my family, everyone who supported me, and I'm when I say supporting me through this journey, it was really just throwing me a party at the end because nobody knew. You know, they say gangsters move in silence. Just like Sonya said, you have to have the confidence because as soon as you tell people what you're doing, they say, "Oh, you writing a book? What you writing a book?" You know, so people will tear you down. So everybody who stayed in my corner, people who are on live right now watching, supporting me, I love y'all.
Yes, sir.
I love y'all.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you got to keep them people around you who gonna support
I'm
you.
gonna support you.
Y'all start making people feel like their accomplishments is, you know, I don't like that. We gotta have what God is doing in our life because it's making you feel some type of way. That's the craziest thing ever.
That's what I'm talking about. Miss Sonia, do you any shout outs? Anybody you want to just give a shout out to? Feel free. Please go right ahead.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'd like to give a shout out to you, Rich and Monique. Thank you for inviting me on. I've had so much fun.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So glad
I'd
to
like to
have
give
you.
a shout out to my husband, Imara, my sons, Devon and Donovan. My mom, Monique knows my mom, Beverly Sneed.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
My dad, William Sneed, and my sister, Cheryl Combs, and my cousin, Angela Peters, and the Professional Pop Mentoring Program.
Well, that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
And my pastor and first lady, Anthony and Modesta Williams.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Did your mom? She didn't have Monique. She wasn't standing in the corner a lot, was she?
No, she loves Monique.
Oh, okay. Miss Carmen, please go right ahead with your shout outs to anybody. Go right ahead.
I think, you know what, in this season of my life, I would definitely have to give a shout out to my mentor, Keon Clifton, because that 1% better is just really, it's really changing my life. You know, like she said, to get up at 6:00 every morning to attend to who you are from the inside out, and then go out into the community and implement what you're learning. I've not been around genuine people that want to see you win in a long time. You know, genuine people that don't, you know, talk about you behind your back, that don't, you know what I'm saying, make you feel some type of way for the things that God is doing in your life. It's just refreshing to be around people like that. So
That's what I'm talking
I just
about.
want to shout out Keon Clifton. I want to shout out my business partner, Alicia White Walker.
Oh, Miss Walker. Okay.
Next weekend we have our women's luncheon, our women engagement luncheon.
Okay.
It's sold out. But I want to say to all the women who signed up, we look forward to seeing you. You know, we look forward to building relationships with you and helping you get to where you are or where you want to be in life. We also have this Saturday coming up, we have another drop-off day for our prom dresses.
Oh, okay.
We are collecting
The prom dresses.
for our children in the urban community who can't afford it, but would love to be able to participate in prom. But sometimes, listen, mom or dad just don't have it.
Just don't, yeah.
You know, and you've only worn that
and
dress
them
once.
dresses, they're
expensive.
I tell you, I wish during that time, I wish I knew somebody. Monet would have been over there. Man.
We look forward to you guys. If you have prom dresses, we are definitely looking forward to seeing you Saturday. We drop it off at Simply Roasted Coffee.
Okay.
That's downtown Detroit on 3rd. I will put the information in the comment section.
Definitely.
Also, if you're coming to the women's luncheon next Saturday, bring it with you. If you don't feel like driving over there after we finish, fellowshipping, just bring it with you. We'll take it with us.
That's what I'm talking about. I wish I had me a church. Carmen, she'll be my person read the announcements. She'll be my announcement person for real. Get that word out. Get that message out.
You got a couple of comments.
Got some more comments. Shout out to here's another show, y'all. Mondays at 6 p.m. Raw but Real. Shout out to Miss Rhea Conley. She's watching. She said, I can't make the luncheon. Congratulations to you both for making moves.
Oh, you can make it if you want to.
So we got tickets or not? Cause I'm like,
All right. Shout out to my brother Jim Animal Muscle Gang. That's another show, y'all. Monday evenings, 9 p.m.
Yes.
Y'all. Big flex, y'all.
Big flex in the house.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Sean P. He's watching. Sean P.
Hi, Sean.
Sean. Miss LaShonda Rice, she said, hello all. Sonia's book for the workplace is awesome. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
If you work tomorrow, Sean, let me know. I'll bring you some spaghetti.
Oh. All right. Shout out to my brother, Kyle Kennedy. He's watching. He said it's enough room for everyone. All right. If you talk about, I hope he talk about the spaghetti, yeah.
What did he say?
No, he probably talking about earlier when talking about everybody trying to try to uplift somebody instead of tearing them down.
Yeah.
All right.
Rhea said something else too.
Rhea, she also said, Carmen, don't start.
She knows she can come. She be playing them games.
Shout out to Miss Rhea. Yes, sir. All right. So,
But can I do this, please?
Go right ahead.
I really want to make sure that I really plug this book in.
Okay.
And it's a children's book on Let's Be Friends. It's a book that I wrote on autism for first and secondary education. A lot of our schools are, unfortunately, a lot of them are ESE. They're filled with children that are on the spectrum, and our children who we classify as normal or regular don't know how to interact with children who have disabilities. So we want to start in kindergarten and first and second grade on teaching them how to go about including children that are different, from them in playtime. So Let's Be Friends. Get the book.
Yes, sir.
www.detroittabletalk.com.
.com. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, this is the one question I definitely got to start with Sonia on this, especially when she mentioned this. Sonia, I usually ask this question a lot too. Sonia, could you please give me what are your top 3 to 5 movies of all time in any genre? Give me your top 3 to 5. Any 3 or 5 you can watch anytime and be like, yes, this is my movie here.
Okay, so I have so many, but I'll try to narrow it down. I love
if you go for 5, you welcome. If you go for 5.
Okay. So I love Gladiator. I can watch that anytime it comes on. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
I love Aaron Brockovich.
Oh yes.
Love Jones.
Oh, Love Jones.
Yes. Brown Sugar.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of let's see. Goodness, now I'm blank out. I'm a big documentary watcher. I love watching documentaries.
Okay.
But, pretty much like the classics, those good old 90s movies, I'll watch those all day long.
Okay, that's what I'm talking
Pretty
about.
Woman. I love
Pretty Woman.
That's
Okay.
my favorite. I love rom-coms. I'm a big, huge romantic. So, yeah.
That's all right. Yes, sir.
All
All right.
Yeah.
Miss Whitney, could you give me three to five of your top favorites of all time? Any genre, any movie that you just love?
Oh, I am such an action girly. Like, I love the bang bang shoot 'em up and fast cars. So I'm gonna say, like, my favorite movie is Die Hard.
Really?
Yes, Die Hard.
Die Hard.
The first one, I love Die Hard. I like all of them. But the fourth one was really cool.
I have to ask you this since you mentioned that. Is it a Christmas movie or not?
It is a Christmas movie.
They had a big debate about that. Boy, everybody was about that.
Song. Die Hard is the Christmas movie, so everybody knows. But yeah, like Die Hard. Oh my goodness! When I was little, I loved Jurassic Park. And then the newer one, I can't think of the one where they were trading the dinosaurs. They shoot and then drive. I love that one. So yeah, I love like a lot of action movies.
Okay.
Expandables. The Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. I'm an action CIA. Anything that have to do with like car chases and shootouts. I'm on it.
Okay, all right, Miss Carmen. I know you have some classics. 3 to 5 of your favorites.
I can watch Sparkle over and over.
We were just talking about that yesterday. We were just talking about that.
The Temptations over and over. I can watch Love and Basketball over and over. And you know what? I'm one of them weird type of people. I love all the movies that we watched when we were younger. So I don't know too much about the love and hip hop stuff. I will start The Cosby Show over and over. I will start Different World over and over. The Golden Girls. I love stuff like that. I love wholesome stuff.
They need to bring that back. Our generation do not have wholesome TV at all. We do not have wholesome. We do not see wholesome black families. I think Blackish may have been one of the only ones.
Blackish was the last one, I believe.
Yeah,
but even with that was a
Different World is coming back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Different World is coming back.
Because they can't make nothing new. They keep bringing back.
They need to leave that alone. It's a classic all by itself.
Yeah, but the one good thing they bringing it back. Most of all of the so it's kind of like how they are now, but they're gonna bring it in today's society, but still make it good. So yeah.
So yeah, I love stuff like that. It was another one that I liked. It was on Brown Sugar, but it was on a line of Brown Sugar with Morris Chestnut, and he was the football player.
Oh, you talking about the Best Man?
Best Man.
Best Man. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Best Man. Yeah, that was classic. Best Man. Yeah. All right. If you have a question or a comment for Whitney, Carmen, or Sonia, please call in. Call in on 810-560-0658. And just call in and this is Women's Month, y'all. Give them a shout out. Yes, sir. Matter of fact, Whitney, can you please give me a inspiration of yours, a woman inspiration in your life personally, and even somebody that you watched, maybe like growing up on TV or something, and somebody personally.
One of my biggest inspirations was Josephine Woods. Josephine Woods, my grandmother. May she rest in peace. I loved her because she had it together, and I could never to this day figure out how she ran the business, took care of her children, house is spotless, everything, and she was like on the nose with everything. And that is something that I am still to this day aspiring to do. Like, I be thinking about, like, how did she do that? Then I go back and when you're a little kid, you think your grandparents is old. I'm like, hold on, she was cooking all this food at 50. Like,
For 10 kids.
Yeah, so and then she raised for my mother and my aunts. She raised phenomenal daughters, and just was just a great grandmother, and kept us in God. I know one of the things that she used to always say, if it's the Lord's will, and like anytime we asked her anything, she would say, if it's the Lord's will. When I was little, I'd be so irritated. I asked you for some candy, and you say, if it's the Lord's will. But so I used to get so irritated when I was little, but now I get it. I get it because really, if it's the Lord's will. So that is just something that she put in me, and she was just a great woman of God. I took us to church every Sunday, and it was one of the biggest reasons who I am who I am today.
Yes, sir. All right. Shout out to Ms. Veronica Woods. Yes, sir. Your mom. Shout out to her. She. Yes, I remember when I met her. And like I said, meeting you guys, I was like, yes. All right. Miss Sonia, could you please give me definitely someone inspiration in your life, or inspirations personally, and someone you might have watched too, like maybe on TV, or someone, just someone just inspirations.
Yeah,
women.
Absolutely. So I'll definitely say my grandmother, Fannie Wheeler, she was that staple. She kept me, my sister, and my cousin, made sure we were at church every Sunday. And she's just truly the matriarch of our family. And then, of course, my mother. I mean, I just look up to her so much. She is just so super strong. When I think of strength and grace, I think about my mother. And then I don't call her my stepmother, my bonus mother, Sandra Sneed. She is just an amazing woman of faith. And just to hear like her whole story about her career and how God has always been the center of it. She didn't give up. I just look up to her. And then outside of someone I know, it's always been, even since I was younger, I've always wanted to be like a Claire Huxtable.
Yes, it's Claire Huxtable.
Claire Huxtable, yes.
Yes, one of my faves. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Miss Carmen, definitely give us some inspirations in your life. Someone personally, someone that you saw on TV, or just someone that just always touched you, just always been inspiration to you, that made you want to just keep on keeping on.
I think I would have to say two people. The first person was when I was in high school. That was a very pivotal, I can't even say the word, pivotal time in my life, because I was in and out of the system. And this was one of the times I went back home, and we were still dealing with a lot of things with my mother and my stepdad. You know, I call him a stepdad for a reason. No, they were on drugs, and I was just trying to do the best I can in school. And it was a health teacher, which made me want to be a health teacher, and I am now. But a health teacher who saw that something just didn't look right in my eyes. And she pulled me to the side and she talked to me so loving. I cannot even remember her name. I have to find her to see if she's still alive. But she would just look into my eyes and she'd say, "Meet me in my office." And I would go to her office and she'd say, "What's going on? You just don't look, you don't look happy. You don't look, like you should. There is not a glow about you." And I was sitting there at a young age like, what is she talking about, a glow? Make a long story short, this woman stepped in and took on the role of making sure that I was good, making sure I was eating in the morning. She would bring me breakfast every morning because she didn't know we didn't have food at the house. She would go out for lunch. She would bring me lunch. And then her and somebody else, Sergeant Wright over at Cooley High School, they got together and talked, and they found out that I was going into the system, and the Sarge was like, "You ain't going into the system, you coming to live with me." So those are two individuals that started me to think that, hey, I can do this. I definitely can do this. And then I would have to say Prophetess Michelle McLean. Later on in my life, I didn't know the calling of my life at the time, but I just knew I connected with her. I knew that me watching her, there was something about her that I knew kind of married with what was going on inside of me. And at the time, I didn't know I was called a prophet, so just watching her and the way that she handles ministry, the way that she handled people and women especially, I knew that I wanted to be that type of woman, to make sure that I gave the care and the concern to women to make sure that they were okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why you have such of a caring, just big heart, Miss Carmen. Just carrying on that legacy of just helping that other. That's my philosophy. If I could just help just one somebody, man, living won't be in vain. How we looking, Miss Engineer? 5. Could you add another 5 minutes of that? No. Well, I have to get this in. before I love for my guests to lead the people with a thought of the day or something from your heart. It could be about anything. It could be about something we talked about. Just something that's in your heart that you would just love to just leave the people, Whitney. Something in the minute of the less you just love to just lead the people. It could be about anything.
It's just been my word for the day. Your purpose does not need perfection. Just show up as you are. Show up. Come from my community, the 1% better. You just gotta show up. That's it. Purpose does not require perfection. So even with me writing my book, it's set in my computer setting my computer done for months. And that was with me getting with the 1% better community. Like, okay, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to put it out there. And hopefully it reached somebody, and thank God it did. Yeah. So again, purpose does not require perfection. Just show up.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Miss Sonia, from your heart, could you just, anything you just want to just lead the people, anything, just leave us a message or anything.
Yeah. So there is value in all of us. I don't care what it is that you do, what people have told you you can or cannot do. God has put something into you that you're to share with the world. And so in this world that it seems like it's growing darker and darker every day, I always leave this message to always let your light shine, because your light is going to brighten up somebody's day. You never know who you can touch with what God has given you.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right. Shout out to my brother Calvin Deal. He's watching. Miss Carmen, from your heart, definitely anything in your heart, just definitely lead the people something, anything.
Because it's Women's International Women's Month, I really want to leave a message to the women. You know, according to the Word of God, it says that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. I don't care what size you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care about your imperfections. I want you to just show up as you are and move on and do the things that God has called you to do. I want you to get in a community of people that will be a blessing to you. You know, sometimes we show up in communities we ain't supposed to be in, you know, and we wonder why things are not working out the way they should. When you connect with the right people, you will begin to see things unfold in your life. You'll begin to see door after door open. And that's when you know that you are now plugged into the source. I want you to know, each and every one of you young ladies, I'm just talking to the ladies right now. Men, you can catch on too, but for our young ladies, plug into your source, which is Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, every need, every concern that you have, he will meet you right where you are. You know, kind people are my kind of people. So get around some kind people, you know, that can pour into you.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right. Ms. Whitney, again, let people know how they can reach you, your book, and if they think young ladies might think about wanting to be in a pageant or anything, just leave all your information that you want to leave.
Again, I am the Miss Northern International Heart of Michigan, Miss Heart of Michigan. And we are actually taking entries for our national pageant in November. So if you are interested, link in with me on Facebook, Whitney Franklin. Also, my book is called Ratchet to Righteous, a 365-day devotional for women. It's a page a day, short read, so you can get through it. You can get through it. It is available on Amazon. And if you are a Kindle subscriber and you subscribe to Amazon KDP, you can read it for free. So it's Ratchet to Righteous. And I also can give you a signed copy. Just link in with me. Facebook, Whitney Franklin. Instagram, wit_is_it.
I'm getting me a copy of somebody so I can get my autograph signed from Whitney, y'all. Yes, sir. Miss Sonia, please let people know about how they can definitely get in contact with you and how they can purchase that great book of yours.
Yeah, so you can contact me either on Instagram or on Facebook. My Instagram handle is What's Your Pop? And the Pop Suite on Facebook. And then you can get my book. It's called The Workplace Devotional, A Guide to Serving God's Purpose at Work. You can find it on Amazon, or you can also find it on my website at www.thepopsuite.com.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Ms. Carmen, let people know about your books and let them know how they can catch you on your podcast, too. Definitely get that plug in.
Yes.
You can catch me every Sunday at 2:30 on Detroit Table Talk Facebook, Detroit Table Talk YouTube. Spotify, everything is Detroit Table Talk. Instagram, everything. You can get one of 3 of my books. I'm working on the 4th one now. But Covenant Relationships, Understanding What God Desires for You. Most of us deal with things in life. So life happens. You know, what we going to do after it happens, okay? And then Let's Be Friends. And, you know, you can shop www.detroittabletalk.com.
Detroit Table Talk, I'm telling you. Seriously, y'all, Detroit, y'all, if y'all haven't watched it once, just check it out. I'm telling you, Detroit Table Talk is the real deal. Yeah, so that's one of my favorites.
And this month we will be celebrating women, but next month, everybody, it's all things Christ.
Okay.
So every Sunday we will talk about something else to deal with Christ. Of course, we're going to have prayer. We're going to have prophetic, probably deliverance, and we're going to talk about something else.
Okay. All right. How we looking, Miss White Engineer?
Yep.
It's almost there.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Miss Whitney, Sonia, and Miss Carmen for coming in. And just I salute all 3 of you. And like I said, Detroit Women's Month, and not just this month, but all year round. You 3 young ladies are. I thank God for you and the talents that you have, and just continue to just keep on keeping on.
You know what, Richard? I haven't said anything because you know I'm in school, so I'm working on my doctorate degree. So I'm in the 11th and a half hour. You know. However, I was blessed to be nominated for an honorary doctorate degree.
Okay.
So
yes, sir.
I will be getting my honorary doctorate degree on April the 11th.
Okay, April 11th.
Congratulations.
Miss Carmen, just I got my pen. I need my autograph from Miss Carmen too. Yes, sir. All right, Miss Sonia, you're gonna have to send yours FedEx. Your autograph to me.
I will. I got you.
All right. Thank you again, Miss Sonia. Thank you, Miss Carmen, Miss Whitney. And y'all be sure to please check out their books and everything they're into. I mean, uplifting, positive. I mean, you can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong, y'all. Thank you, Miss Wife Engineer of the Year.
Woo!
Yes, sir. All right. All right. This is Ballin with Rich. Being active, living life, ignoring negativity. And one thing I love to say before I end the show, and I'll see you next week. Even though it's still continuation of Women's Month, we had this show scheduled. We got some men coming in next week, but we gonna, these men, they're gonna be talking a little bit about women, you know, about what they into. But we're gonna keep the discussion going about women, keep it going for Women's Month.
And make sure they watch the last episode.
Oh yeah, and that last episode
of this month.
This month is dedicated to women, that survived breast cancer and different elements. We have that just the last show of this month. But like I said, women overall, y'all, let's celebrate them. Yes, sir.
Amen.
This is Ballin with Rich, being active, living life, ignoring negativity. And
Shout out to Miss Monique.
Monique again.
Yes.
And the one thing I love to say before I end the show, if you ain't balling, I was supposed to ask Miss Carmen before I said it, but that's okay.
What?
I said I was going to start asking my guests, what do I usually say before I end the show? I've been saying that, but you know what I was about to say. What was I about to say, Miss Carmen?
I don't know.
Okay.
You called me back with
one thing I love to say before I end, if you ain't balling, you ain't living. That's what I say. If you ain't balling, you ain't living. If you ain't balling with Miss Whitney, if you ain't balling with Miss Carmen, Miss Sonia, you're just not living, y'all.
Okay, then.
If you ain't balling, you ain't living.
That's
You
right.
ain't balling, you ain't living.
Yes, sir. And we are out of here. And we'll see you next week, God willing. Yes, sir. Thank you for watching, everybody. The comments. Thank you for just joining in. And thank you, young ladies. All right.
Thank you for having us.